about to give them what they want. I don't think they're ready for this, though. Beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode.
What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. Chris Jones, representing Pump Chasers, and guys, you already know. Get your Pump Chaser subs at TargetFinish.com. Also, About That Life hoodies, already stringers coming this summer. I'm aiming for July. Shit's already here, just gotta get it in the store soon, okay? Be looking out for that and get 30 minimum when they drop, okay? So guys, y'all seem to enjoy. I get quite a few DMs telling me how many people are enjoying, even though they don't do crazy views, but it seems to touch people in a certain way when I explain to them how bodybuilding is a discipline that is literally backed by universal laws and principles. You know, and people seem to like that. So here's part 3. Maybe we'll do more. Here's part 3. If you haven't seen the first 2, be sure to click the links in the description, okay? The vibe is very similar to this. I'm going to take lessons that I have learned in bodybuilding and explain to you how they are literally backed by universal law. That way, it will be easier for you to stay on track. I believe it's easier for us to stay on track when we know better. When we know better, we literally do better, okay? So before I start, let's get on the same page here. People tend to ask me all the time, what do I truly mean when I say bodybuilding is backed by universal law and principles? So I'm going to try to explain that real quick without taking too long. One of my favorite quotes is by Leonardo da Vinci, and it goes something like this: study the arts, study the science of art, study the art of science. Understand that everything is connected and it connects to everything else. That is literally backed by the law of vibration. That is literally backed by the universal law of correspondence. As above, so below. Now let me give you an example. Understand this, guys. Math is literally the language of the universe. And numbers and letters are literally one and the same. We use numbers and letters to share information, to break down information, to receive information. Do you understand? We use letters and numbers to share and receive information, so they're both technically the same thing. And if you're familiar with the ancient Jews, they had something called gematria. They understood words, letters had numerical value. This is why macros and micros are everywhere. You just gotta be able to see it, baby. It's all numbers, literally. It's all numbers. So with that said, guys, there's several books we can learn from. This game is nothing new. Nothing is new under the sun, literally. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It literally just changes form, changes appearance, changes structure, changes form. So don't be tricked by the illusion. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It just changes form. So there's several books we can learn from, but let me tell you, I'm not trying to get all preachy and shit, but notice the New Testament was originally written in Greek. You gotta understand, guys, some of the greatest philosophers, mathematicians came out of there. And they learned from Egypt. That's a whole other story for a whole other day. But they were fucking extremely, just like we're obsessed with bodybuilding, well, I'm obsessed with bodybuilding, that's how obsessed they were about knowledge. They call it gnosis. And understand, in the New Testament, they use specific words with specific numerical value to give you coded messages. Let me give you a couple of examples. That way we can be on the same page for this video. Notice in the creation story, right, of the Old Testament, they made man from dust. They made man from the dirt. Now peep the message. The earth is the material world, the third dimension, the physical world. Everything starts from the ground up. You see, Earth is the physical world. The laws of physics, peep the spelling. The laws of physics is the laws of the physical. Everything starts from the ground up, and that's backed by the laws of physics. If you want to build anything on Earth, including your physique, we must remember to start from the ground up. Everything starts from the bottom up, which brings me to number one. When we're working out, guys, remember, it all starts from the ground up. When you're curling, don't just focus on moving the elbow into flexion against load. Make sure your feet are set properly. And if you're not standing up, make sure you're sitting down and make sure your core is braced properly. Everything starts from the ground up. You don't want no weak links. You know, shout out to Johnny Shreves. He has this saying he tells his followers: engage from the floor to your core. But I like to tell my clients, engage from the ground all the way up to your crown. Because remember, the cervical spine matters too. When you're deadlifting and you're starting with your head up like this, once you stand up, you're gonna be looking damn near towards the ceiling, putting a whole bunch of tension on your neck. And it's gonna travel down to your lower back because you got a heavy load in your hand against the laws of physics, right? So make sure you engage from the ground to your crown. Keep that neutral spine, not just in the lumbar, right? Not just in the lumbar spine, not just the thoracic spine, but the cervical spine. Keep that neutral neck. From the floor to your core, great. But I like from the ground to the crown. Again, shout out to Johnny Shreves, man. I believe giving your clients good slogans that rhyme is some of the best ways to make things stick. I think that's why people like my Physiques of Greatness rhymes, even though they were a little, I don't want to say immature. They were a little out there, roads for the hoes, wide back, get the hoes in the sack. They stuck because they rhyme. Why? Because words is energy. And even words like to have harmony. Rhyming your words puts them in a harmony. It takes it takes a little talent to rhyme things, like it or not. So I now understand why people like rhymes. If you want to make shit stick, rhyming works. I think that's why we love rap music so much, Things make more sense when you understand how these universal laws work. So yes, number one, everything starts from the ground. But remember this, guys. What is the ground? It's the foundation you build on top of. So guess what? Your diet. Your diet is like an other ground. Whatever goals you have for your physical body, you have to have a foundation to build on top of that. So your diet is also your foundation. It's kind of like another form of ground. You're building on top of your diet. So everything literally starts from the bottom. Everything must. Anything you want to build on top of, not just your physique, anything you want to build on top of, you must have a foundation. And diet is also backed by the laws of thermodynamics. And what is the first law of thermodynamics? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Notice we measure our food by the calories, not by the inches. We measure our food by the calories because everything is energy, including the foods you eat. We must have a foundation, guys. Number one, everything starts from the bottom up. Now, let me give you number two. Now notice how I just explained how man was made from dirt. In the material world, everything starts literally from the bottom up. Let me show you this right here. Now, everything is mental, guys. It all starts with the mind. Now notice this picture right here of Angel Michael. I like this picture, by the way, because this man is black. He looks just like me. Look at the hairline. Look at the eyes. I love this picture right here. Notice Angel Michael. He's taming the beast. The sword is not going through the man's stomach. He's taming the beast. Not only is he taming the beast, he has the scale to weigh everything out, guys. We're going to have voices in our head from time to time that literally go against our overall purpose and goals. And so you won't be tricked or deceived within. Weighed out by the macros, weighed out by the micros. So you don't play yourself. So you don't trick yourself out your own position. As you see, another Angel Michael picture, right? Race don't matter, by the way. When it comes to consciousness, it comes to your character, right? Again, same thing, taming the beast. Got the scale to weigh everything out. The sun disk behind the man's head represents consciousness. Okay, you want that higher mind. You gotta tap into your higher mind, okay? Notice this picture right here. Jesus the Christ, right? Riding on a donkey. See, that's a message, guys. What do we call animals? Beast. He's taming the beast. You must tame the jackass within. We all have that disciplined version of ourselves. And we all have that lack of discipline version of ourselves. It is what it is. You just gotta tame it, guys. There's a time and a place for everything. Tame the beast. Tame the jackass within. These are powerful messages. This message is very powerful. And the great thing about this is, it's backed by universal law of correspondence. As above, so below. And if you're familiar with the quotes of Jesus the Christ, he has a quote that says, on earth as it is in heaven. Same thing. On earth as it is in heaven. This is what's going on in the heavens. And this is what's going on in the earth. Notice, although these pictures look differently, same macros. Different foods, same macros. If you truly want to be the master of your own reality, it's a must, absolute must, that you tame the beast within you. Tame your demons. Tame the jackass within you. And don't be fooled by the illusion, because different foods, same macros. A lot of your tests come in disguise in many forms, and you gotta know yourself. You gotta know yourself from the inside out so you know what to look for. Which brings me to my point of number 2. Notice, if you want to get 100 grams of carbs and you want to get this shit from fruits, you can get it from grapes, you can get it from bananas, you can get it from pineapples. Although these foods are different in appearance, once you weigh everything out, you'll notice it's the same macros. You want 100 grams of carbs and fruit? Don't be fooled by the illusion. Just weigh everything out and get those macros. So as you see, bodybuilding is literally backed by universal law and principles. One of my favorite quotes by Aristotle: through discipline comes freedom. Bodybuilding is a great discipline, and once you get good at it, you can take it with you everywhere you go. And all you literally have to do is apply the same discipline that bodybuilding has taught you to every aspect of your life. You can apply it to business, relationships, wherever you need work on. Just apply your bodybuilding discipline to that shit and you will prosper for sure, because universal law is the natural laws of the land. It's all energy, guys. Your thoughts are energy. Your actions are energy. Your feelings are energy. Everything is energy. And once you understand that, you can use the game to your advantage. No lie, guys. Well, anyway, those are 2 lessons I learned. Lesson number 1, everything literally starts from the ground up, and you must have a foundation. Okay? Lesson number 2, Different foods, but same macros. Different foods, but same macros. You don't have to eat chicken and rice every day. You don't have to eat steak and rice every day. Just understand the macros you are consuming, how many calories you're consuming, and you can change up your food sources. You can have a little variety. You can have a little spice in your diet. Just stay within the lines. Stay within the numbers and you'll be just fine. It's all numbers at the end of the day. Do not be fooled by the illusion. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. You already know if you want online macro-based coaching, you want to get whole ready, man. Right? You need somebody to hold you accountable. Hey, for a fee, I can take care of you. You go on down to beastmode316.com and I'll show you the way. I got high volume training programs and downloadable meal plans that will help you on your journey. And don't forget, I got the merch on the way. And you already know, tigerfitness.com for those Pump Chaser subs. Shout outs to my fam. You guys know who you are. Shout outs to my fam. Thank you so much for your support. I do this shit for y'all, literally. I do this shit for y'all. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much. It's talking about foundation. Guys, you are literally my foundation. That's why it's called support. You literally hold me up. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like my shit. Comment, subscribe, holla back at your boy. Peace.
We need a moment of silence before we fuck up these weights.